Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It is so good to be here. What's up, Big Bear? What's up, Crypto Casino? Dave will be here shortly.
What's up, Axion fam? Hey, Metal, ACC.
Howdy, guys.
How's everybody doing today?
All good.
Yeah, so I'm just take just a minute here, get the Zen on. We've got some really, really important things to kind of go over. We are so incredibly close to lighting this candle. And yeah, I just want to kind of take just a moment to kind of get little relaxed vibes. I'm gonna get pumped up here in just a second, but the anxiety is high. We had a 4.5-hour team meeting yesterday. We had training meetings with some of our beta testers, which I'll get into, collabing with our partners in the background, talking to Zeely, the team, the Zeely team, Magic Square, Delta Army, a few other projects that we're in, the Crypto Seed. There's a few other projects that we're working with and talking to, Aerodrome, Base. There's so much right now happening in the back end that we really need to take a deep breath and make sure that we are completely set, and that we are lit. If you guys have heard our 50K giveaway song, you know who's ready to get lit. So
get lit. I mean, James, the energy really is starting to become palpable.
Can you lean into your mic? I think
I said the energy is really starting to become palpable. It's I mean, that session that we had yesterday was straight fire. Like Metal said, we were in doing some training with some of the beta testers, which he's going to get into. Awesome feedback, and there was a lot of excitement on their side of the screen, which I guess we were expecting, but maybe not expecting. So it was nice to see that initial reaction right out of the gates. So yeah, we're pumped, and shout out to the community. You guys have been awesome, very active in the Discord. Our ambassadors are doing a fantastic job. Like they're the perfect welcome, greeting people and taking care of them, and it's just everything's coming together. Everything's really coming to a crescendo, and the timing, I think, is absolutely perfect for the wider market. I think the bull's coming real quick. We saw the Fed lower interest rates. Yeah, the market's bleeding off a bit, but that's historically always the case. Bitcoin usually bleeds off about 5% after a Fed rate cut, and then we see the parabolic bounce, and we go from there. So it's all lining up, boys. It's all lining up.
Yep, absolutely.
It's in time for our launch.
So yeah, so this is, and so we do have a quest that is going to start in about 30 minutes, and I want you guys to I want you to be prepared for this. There is some first come first serve on this. I think I can't remember now. I can't remember, but it's only gonna or this quest is actually gonna last until Tuesday, and that's why it is a main leaderboard quest. We do have another flash quest that's going to be tomorrow for our spaces on X, so that one will last about 2 hours. And we've announced it 24, actually more, almost 36 hours in advance that we announced that. So, and I want to make sure everybody knows this. When we do flash quests, we will have a lot of time for you to prepare for that flash quest. So depending on what time it is, depending on what it's around, there are some things that we can't control. If we're attending a space, we have to go by that space's time. So with some of these quests, and sometimes, there might be a quest here and there that is truly a flash quest where we have an opportunity to participate in something. We want to get everybody engaged in that. And because the information and the opportunity is really what's, value, what we see value in. So we'll try to limit that, but we are ending our current sprint ends tomorrow night. If you're here in the US, early Saturday morning. If you're in some of the European countries and stuff, or Asia and Africa. So, so we made sure though this time, because there was a little bit of an issue the way quests ended with the last sprint. Of course, you know, we had issues with leaderboard. We did a reset of the leaderboard. There was some significant psychology behind that, and we have some stuff that we're going to be sharing here that's going to kind of re-energize that. But our quest is ending, but our sprint is ending. Pardon me. Our sprint is ending tomorrow night, and the last quests will end a few hours before. And the reason we're doing that is last time when the sprint ended, there were several quests that ended that had extra XP that didn't get calculated in. And it was just, this whole thing has been a learning curve for us. Like I've said many, many times, we're learning as we grow. So, so with this next sprint that will start early next week, I have some more info. I got some news to release before I talk about the next sprint. But the next sprint is going to take us into launching on base. So, and we're going to have a lot more of these sprints. The goal for the project is to get the word out, to get out in front of as many eyeballs. And we're blowing that up. Where we used to have maybe 300, 500, maybe 700 views on a text or on a post on X, we're seeing 11,000, 15,000, 20,000 plus on all of our posts. And that is what is going to get this project out in front of people. And that's what's going to take a vision into a movement. And that's what we really are building here. We want to build a movement. We want to build a community that lasts, that's sustainable, that stays with us for more than just a few weeks. And we've got those boxes checked. And I'm really excited to say we've got some of those boxes checked. So without further ado, so the quest, there is going to be a quest. It's going to start in about 20 minutes. I'm doing this on purpose because I want people to be here and just to relax and enjoy the first 30 minutes of our presentations, because 90% of the time, the majority of the information that's relevant to the presentation and to the live stream will be talked about within the first half hour. After that, we'll be answering questions. We might be chatting amongst ourselves. But the overall important information is going to be discussed over the next 20 minutes. So when that quest opens up, and this quest, mind you, this quest is going to last till next Tuesday. So you don't have to rush. I can't remember what I've got a few little things on there that for the first people who complete this quest, you will get a little bonus. So if you're trying to get back up on the leaderboard, this might be your opportunity. But it's also an opportunity to really to get that excitement building up. So so there is a lot of kind of engagement theory being put in behind this, because we want this to be something that those who are participating actually enjoy what they're doing and what they're learning. And then for us, it's building out momentum and engagement that's going to continue past our launch. So so that's really, really important. And we've got a couple of things here to kind of go over. So I'm going to go ahead and dig into this. What do you say, guys?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. So we've been doing these weekly reports now for quite a long time. We went to bi-weekly just for a little while, but we're going to continue doing this weekly all the way up until launch. But we do have a few things to go over, some tweaks and some important items to kind of share with you guys that we are using to leverage this exposure and to really dial in the success of our migration. So I know I've said this many times, but I will always repeat this because we always have new people, fresh people coming in. Axion has been on the blockchain for 5 years. We're coming up on our 5-year anniversary. And we're going to be doing some extra fun, engaging things around that as well. And we've weathered a lot of storms, and we've a year ago. It's been a year. Can you believe a year ago we started our DAO votes? We had several DAO votes that set the stage and set the tone for what we're about to accomplish. And we did that slowly. We did that over time so that we could get as much time and attention on them, as many people engaged in them. And then based on those DAO votes, we started restructuring our support docs. So if you go to support.axion.dao or axiondao.com, if you go to support.axiondao.com, sorry, I'm a little excited. I'm still kind of nervous, but if you go to our support docs, you can see the results of those votes, but you can also go into our DApp and you can read those votes. Those were all critical in establishing how we were going to take the reward wallet that hasn't seen anybody engaging on that for multiple years. We gave everybody, it was close to 9 months. If you had any outstanding rewards, you could go in and claim them. And as soon as that time was up, we locked up that reward wallet. We eliminated the reward system that we had before, and we're creating a whole new system that's designed to keep people engaged, keep people coming back, and providing them with a mechanism that will really give them an opportunity to be a part of this project long term. So I'll talk a little bit about our quests, because we've made some tweaks to this. As you know, we cleared our main leaderboard not too long ago. There were a lot of problems on that, and we needed to start with a fresh leaderboard, and we needed to manage the quests so that the leaderboards reflected a fair access to everybody who was participating in. So we are going to continue to have campaign long quests that will extend into the end of the year. They'll extend past our relaunch. And we're going to have some significant rewards that are coming out on this main leaderboard. Our sprint quests, we had a 1-week sprint quest. We just had a 2-week sprint quest. And we're about to launch another sprint quest the first part of this coming week. These sprint quests will last anywhere from 1 to 4 weeks, maybe longer, just depending on what is the focus of those sprint quests. Right now, we've been focused on our collaborators with Star Dogs, Meta Rides, MIDI Punks, and we actually haven't gotten through half of them. So going into this next sprint, it will be an extension of our collaborators, highlighting our collaborators, reaching out to KOLs, supporting some of our larger collaborations that we're working on right now that we're polishing up. And so there will be sprint long quests, there will be dash quests, there will be flash quests. And I think you can see what those look like. So one of the first things we want to get kind of covered is the migration update, our countdown to snapshot. So with some of the changes that we're doing to the main leaderboard competition, the main leaderboard rewards, with a few high-level partnerships, collaborations that we're tightening up and that we're dialing in, and paired that with, we just started bringing some of our OGs and some of our whales and some of our long-term supporters in to do some beta testing of the back end. So because of that, we're setting a final date. We're still going to celebrate our 5-year anniversary over the course of the 10th, the 11th, 12th, and 13th. We're going to have a 3-day little celebration of our 5-year anniversary. But we're extending our relaunch out just a couple extra weeks beyond that so that we can get all of our beta testing done, so we can dial in some of these higher level partnerships, and so we can really market the main leaderboard rewards. So we anticipate over the course of this, I think it's December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. That's what we're looking at. This is a final date. Come hell or high water, live by the sword, die by the sword. This is it. So we will start our countdown to our migration with the 5-year anniversary party that we're going to be holding. And we'll have some fun stuff going on around that as well. But what we've learned since we started doing these quests, I've been in marketing for over 35 years. I've been doing marketing and promotions and event management and all this kind of stuff for 35 years. But this is a whole new realm. I mean, I've done content marketing, I've done digital marketing, but everything is changing today, and I'm really embracing, and I'm loving this new way of really attracting engagement. And guys, if you see Dave pop up down here, just say hey or something, and just get my attention, and I'll bring him up on. So we really want to capitalize on some opportunities. Zealy is going to be stepping in to help us with some additional messaging. We'll be featured on a couple of their tabs over the weekend. That might extend a little bit longer based on what we're doing. We still have a couple more calls to get through with them. But when we started this, I'm going to get into some stats here in just a little bit. But when we started this whole thing, we started out with I want to say close to 9,000 people that have participated in at least one or two of our quests, or more. And I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I think you all know that we've seen some of that participation waning, which is natural. I've been talking with our ambassadors, getting their input, learning from them. I share a lot of the ideas we have with them, get their feedback, and these guys are directly from a lot of these Ely communities, and these guys they're killing it. They I want to say this, they've made my life so much more comfortable because I don't have to worry about chasing down people. It's really important to me that everybody is heard, and I can't answer everybody. I don't always have time to answer everybody. So knowing that the ambassadors are kind of gravitating to this vibe that we're trying to build, and supporting that, and making sure anybody coming in is getting the support they need, that has actually made it possible for me to get good sleep at night. And so I want you guys to know how much I appreciate that. So with that, we are going to be, so with that, again, live by the sword, die by the sword. We're one last small tweak to our migration so we can get through our beta testing, so we can really dig into some of these collaboration opportunities they're just now actually waking up and going, wait, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. Okay, so wait, what do we need to do? What are you asking? So we're just now finally, it takes telling people the same thing 5, 10, 15 times before they go, oh, wait a minute. So what you're saying is XYZ? that's kind of what's happening right now in this moment, as we've kind of gone through this quest, as we've seen the engagement blow up on X, we're seeing engagement blow up on Medium. All the claps and all the support and all the shares that you're doing with our Medium articles, we're trending on Medium. We're trending on X. And our live streams are going out to multiple platforms. I don't think it's working on LinkedIn. I got this message right before the space that something was wrong. So LinkedIn, I have problems with LinkedIn all the time, so it's no surprise. But we're broadcasting on X. We're broadcasting on YouTube, on Facebook, on Kick, on LinkedIn, except for maybe this one. And we're going to continue to grow those, and we're going to continue to focus on different aspects as we come to this relaunch. So that's really at the heart of the delays. Is really we want maximum exposure by the time we migrate. And so with that, I made a proposal to the team about a week ago. We drafted up a few ideas, and the team thought, you know what, this sounds like a good plan. So what we're doing, because we want to see people coming back in with what little, and we have a lot. I mean, we have probably close to 1,000 people that are still actively engaged in these quests, which is, and again, I'm going to get to stats. We'll use those stats to kind of look back over some of the thoughts that I've shared. But we want to see one of the largest engagement campaigns on Zealy in a long time. That's our goal. So what we're looking at doing with the main leaderboard is the top 5,000 people. Okay, the top 5,000 people are going to share in our 2 million token draw. That's going to come in the form of a membership in the DAO with a membership NFT. That'll come with a stake in the DAO. So you will be a member of the DAO. Everybody who participates in these quests, in this campaign, will become a member of the DAO with a stake in the DAO, with rights in the DAO, the ability to participate in DAO decisions, and the opportunity to participate in the future revenue of the DAO. That is what we are going to offer and give away to the top 5,000 people who are actively engaged in this campaign over the course of the next couple of months. So, and there's more. I'd have to go look. I don't have the draft in front of me. Maybe you can you pull that up, Big Bear? Just I can't remember off the top.
Which one? The 50K giveaway article?
Yeah. I've got to make some edits to that before we publish it. So, but we're looking at. I don't want to say because I'll pull it up to you.
I got it here. What do you need to know?
I'm gonna pull it up.
Okay.
Just a second. Okay. In addition to this, the top 500 participants that are on the main leaderboard will share in a $10,000 USDC drop, our prize pool. The top 25 will share in a $2,500 prize pool. So and the top 5,000 will be a part of that airdrop with a membership in the DAO, a stake in the DAO, with voting rights in the DAO, and benefits from the DAO. All right. I think that covers it. So if you were to look at the total sum value of what we're offering and what we're going to be doing moving forward, it's nearly $250,000. So the 50K giveaway just got a huge shot of adrenaline. Okay.
Who wants to be in the top 5,000?
So we want to see, it all, and right now, so when we get into the stats with the current leaderboard right now, there's only 4,900 some odd participants on our main leaderboard right now. So the opportunity for new people coming in to get up on that leaderboard and stay there throughout the entirety of this competition and this campaign is still very, very significant, because the majority of people that are on that leaderboard right now probably have only done 1 or 2 quests, maybe 3. So the opportunity to get on the main leaderboard and to actually, when this campaign is over, to walk home with something significant. You are the next generation of Axion DAO. You will be the ones who help us write the story. You will be the ones who help us build a global community, global opportunity, and equal access to everything that we are building on the blockchain. So we're really excited to be putting this out and to be offering this to our questers. And these are some of the messages that Zeely is going to help us get out there. We're looking at a couple of influencers that we're hoping will get excited about what we're doing. I'm not a big fan of paying influencers lots of money to tell people that we're a great project. We want to work with people who see what we're doing and they want to be a part of the message. They want to be a part of the story. They want to be a part of history. We're registering this project as a DAO in the state of Utah. We're going to have people signing on as directors and board members and leadership. And the state of Utah will be reviewing our contracts, and they will be looking at what we're doing as a DAO, and they will be saying, this is what a DAO should look like. This is the flag on the hill. This is the candle on the side of the mountain. And we're going to set some precedents as we move forward, as we build out the DAO, and as we create tools that will keep people engaged, keep them coming back and on a daily basis, and rewarding them consistently for participating in the DAO. As a DAO member, you'll be able to withdraw interest monthly. You'll be able to compound interest monthly. You'll be able to add to your DAO holdings. You'll be able to vote on proposals, participate in decisions. So these are all very, very critical to the success of this project. And we want this to be a global community. We want this to be accessible to anybody, to everybody. So hopefully between, we're postponing our launch a little bit, not a whole lot, but we have finally kind of dialed in what these rewards and what this giveaway is going to turn into as we approach our relaunch on Base. What do you think?
Chat is blowing up.
I have it turned off. The last time I had it over here. I could see it out of the corner of my eye, and it was so distracting.
I'm actually trying to keep up with it at the moment.
I'm not
Yeah.
even paying attention to it, guys. I can't. I mean, if I do, I'll totally lose. Like I'll forget my name if I pay too much attention to it. So, but I will be looking at that here in just a few minutes. So we are going to go over to here in just a minute. We are going to look at some stats. And stats really drive when you're building a movement, when you're taking a vision and you're creating a movement out of that vision. Statistics is at the heart of that, and the statistics need to actually tell us what's working, tell us what's not working, and give us kind of a little bit of a roadmap of what we can do to improve them and to really reach a global audience. So, and you are the army that's going to make this happen. We want to make sure that at the end of the tunnel, at the end of the day, that everybody that has been really, really busting butt to participate in this process to help us reach. Right now, we're blowing up posts and we're blowing up our analytics with about 800 people actively participating. We're just blowing them up. The goal is to take that from 10,000, 20,000 to 50,000, 100,000, 250,000. We want people showing up on X and literally seeing Axion at least 2 or 3 times in their threads based on their interests. And this is what it's going to take to do that. We want to reach a global audience. And so we're going to include a global community. We're going to make sure that everybody participating in this has something to show for it. And I can't be more excited. I can't be more excited right now to be able to do this. So the one piece that I created, I'm going to make a few tweaks. We were thinking of doing a smaller airdrop when we relaunched on base, but since the two now are kind of closer together, we're taking all of those tokens that we had promised from the very get-go, from 2 months ago, 3 months ago. We're doing that as one massive airdrop to our engagement community. So and again, I can't say this enough. I can't say this enough ways. That's a membership in the DAO for a year. That's a stake in the DAO. That's having access to all that the DAO will be doing or has done. And once we get this project into some serious revenue, then as a DAO member, you will be entitled to a portion of the revenue according to your stake in the DAO. And this one specific thing is actually protected by the state of Utah. So we're not worried about falling afoul of the Howey test, but also because you're earning this, you're not doing, so we're already blowing the Howey test out of the water because those that are being rewarded and those that are engaged and those that are participating, you're being rewarded according to your contribution to the DAO. And so as contributors to the DAO, that is something that you will be entitled to. And we'll have other things. And then once we go through this and once we have that foundation of members in the DAO, we're going to be providing some really, really fun ways for you to continue helping us build this DAO out so that we can reach 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 members. We're not going to be settling for a small handful of members participating in this project. We want this to be the largest DAO on the blockchain, period. And we want to function like a DAO should function. We want to have mechanisms in place that protect the DAO legally. We have one of the best freaking attorneys on the planet who wrote the legislation for the DAO Act, who got the DAO Act passed with legislators. And I'm excited to say I'm now in talks with that level of individuals. And we're going to be looking at participating in future legislation. We hope to take this legislation to a federal level. And it's really, the larger this community is and the more global this community is, the larger voice we're going to have when we walk into Washington, D.C., or we go into Parliament in the UK. I hope that's the right saying. Is that the right word, Dave? When we go,
Yes,
when we go and present this, we want to have the weight of 500,000, 1 million, 2 million. We're not going to be settling for this initial launch. And every single one of these, of the 5,000 members that will start this campaign, will start this foundation, every single one of them will be benefiting as we go through the next couple of years. And we just can't be more excited to be able to offer this level of an opportunity to people who are busting their asses. I'm going to say it, busting their asses for us. The quality of I've retweeted some of the comments that people are making, guys, on the main Axion, and our ambassadors are going to be helping me get these messages out, the different things that people are saying. We're encouraging people to put things into their own words. We give, when we provide a quest, we're going to give you a few suggestions. We're going to give you the vibe. We're going to give you some of the high points that we want to make with each message. But what we really want to see is that you're putting this into your own words. You're really kind of embracing the fact that you are now about to become one of the first members of the largest DAO in history on the blockchain. So when we see those comments, I'm doing my best to share them on our main Twitter feed, X, Twitter, whatever. We're still going to be bouncing around that one for another 20 years.
Oh yeah.
it's never going to be known as X ever. Like, it doesn't matter how much he tries.
Yeah. Well, I think it will. Either for some it will, for some it'll always be Twitter, and that's okay.
Some things never get erased from your brain. You know, it's just like I can remember back in the days and when I was in my 20s, the Wendy's commercials. You know, where's the beef?
Absolutely, yeah. That was one of my favorite commercials.
In their tagline, hot and juicy. You know, it's like those things never ever escaped your mind. So, you know, I think Dave's right. Like the Twitter brand, even though it's now X, is never going to go away.
No, yeah, I agree. So let me see my notes here. Oh, so I don't really have. So I'm going to be sharing our stats here in just a few minutes. And stats, again, stats are really important because it's really how we measure how well we're doing. We measure what aspects of the messages that we're putting out are really kind of being highlighted. And we're trying to put a lot of sustainable mechanisms and sustainable psychology in behind this. Because as you're participating, you're now as a participant, you know, if you're in the top 5,000, you will be a member of the DAO when we walk away from this. Now, when we launch the next phase of what we're doing, because it is not going to stop there. Once we get through this campaign, we're going to have a whole new campaign that is going to just take everything we're doing to a whole new level. And you know, we've got I think we've got close to 600 right now watching live, which is phenomenal, between YouTube, awesome. X, Facebook, and not LinkedIn right now. LinkedIn had like 20 views last time, but still, that's probably 20 views that we would have never, ever had. So that's good. but we're going to be
these things. It doesn't matter if it's 20 views or not. Like the only way it turns into another 500 or another 5,000 or another 500,000 is if you keep doing it and keep building the audience over there. All of these things take time and effort. So if you think LinkedIn's worth it, we should just keep
Oh
going
yeah.
there, even if the views are low.
No, I definitely will be. And we're going to start posting more articles over there too, or, doing some more shares and stuff. Because over there we can reach a higher level professional who has less time than anybody else here to just, watch a YouTube video or hang out. But we also have an IRL network right now that I've been tapping into for quite a while, and I have not even lit that candle. And there's a there's some very, very specific reasons why I started to, but it was one of my IRL advisors who stepped back and said, you know what, with this audience, they need the whole, when we take this to that audience, they need to be opening up a package that is ready to actually just dive into. They're not hype. They're not, a lot of them aren't, gonna latch on to possibilities or potential. They want to open up the box. They're gonna, if they're gonna give us 5 minutes of their time, they want to open that box. They want to see something that impresses them. They will make a decision, and then they will get back to their lives. So, yep. Because of that, and because I have one of the most incredible public relations mentors and advisors that I've known her for 10 plus years, that made a few comments, put a few things into perspective for me. And so I slowed down on that side of things. But those people are actually, but almost everybody I reached out to has said, when you're ready to show me what it is, I'll be here ready to take a look. So once we get through migration, once we get through this first little, the launch of our first engage to earn mechanisms.
When Easter egg.
It's little. I'm sorry. Big Bear wanted to drop that little. I think drop that little Easter egg, but
no, I got something else I can mention. But
okay,
we'll do it. We'll do it just before.
So
we sign
shortly after we light this candle on base, we have something else that is pretty flippin' exciting to share with the community right out the gate. Jubbin and Fidesz have been working hard in the back end to create something that's really going to be fun, engaging. It's going to be a massive contributor to our liquidity, to the daily engagement, and I can't wait for you guys to see this. So, like I said, it doesn't end at launch. We're going to spend 3 to 5 days letting our OGs do their claims, going through that process, helping people that might need to have a little handhold. We're going to get through the majority of that energy, and it's really going to take some time with our ambassadors, with our team, helping everybody have a good experience when they're claiming their stakes from Polygon and ending up with their new stakes on base. So within about 3 to 5 days after that, we're going to be launching one of the funnest, most engaging kind of protocols that will boost our liquidity. It will boost engagement, and it will provide even more competition because, well, it will provide more competition. Do you want to? So I'm kind of wrapped on a little bit of that, and wow, we blew through 50 minutes. Holy cow.
It's okay. We can run a little longer if we need to. It's all right.
I think this one might go a little longer today. We'll see. So the one last thing I'm going to just kind of throw a little tidbit out there. So been working with the ambassadors in the background. They're going to be helping us with some of our socials. They're going to be helping us with some graphics and some really fun engagement ideas that we're going to be working at using Tenor, using memes, using our server tags, using, you know, all of these things. We're going to help our questers learn how to better do this across other projects. So we're going to be doing a few things that will help you guys be better engagement. I don't want to say engagement. I got this term engagement farmer in my head because of that silly song that MIDI Punks created. But as you're engaged in helping projects reach their target audience, because that's what you're doing, you're actually providing one of the most incredible functions that we could hope for. You're helping us reach our target market, and there's so much value in that, and you deserve to walk away with something significant. So, but we want to help you become better at that, and maybe even develop, you know, your own strategies and your own processes for really benefiting from this level of engagement. So, so in addition to helping with socials, in addition to helping with Zeely, in addition to helping with graphics and building these quests, a couple of our ambassadors are going to help. We're going to be setting up a couple of game nights, like 2 nights a week. We're going to have game nights. I think we're starting out with Rumble, and we're starting out with Gartic. The team has had 2 sessions now of learning how Gartic works with the Pictionary kind of thing, and we've really been having some fun time with that. You know, when I first heard about it, I thought, you know, but once you really get into it and it turns into a competition and you're trying to figure things out and you're up against your peers, that was really kind of a fun little treat. So
if that taught me anything, Metal, it was that I have to sharpen my typing skills.
Well, we were doing our second round. Jevin was on with us, and he was crushing it. It was like even the ambassadors were like, "I'm not playing against you ever again."
Hey, we represented as Axion core team. We repped really well for that.
Yeah, I think we did. I think they took us and they trained us. That's for sure. They made us mini gamers on Discord pretty quick. It was really fun. So a couple nights a week we're going to be doing our game nights, and then I'll touch on this. So the Axion server tag challenge. So adopting the server tag we're going to put that to work here pretty shortly. We're going to be having some quests where you can really, without people even knowing that this is what you're doing, we're going to be going out. We're going to be doing some outreach in various Discord communities, but we're not going to let you be spammers. We're going to teach you how to do this, and we're going to help you see how to do this in a way that is actually supporting that community, but getting the Axion name out there little bit by little bit, not server invites, not spamming, not blowing up a server and pissing off the mods or irritating the members. We want you to be successful members in other communities where you have the same level of relationships in other communities that you have with us. You're just sporting the Axion tag, the AXND tag, and we're going to have a library of very, very creative memes and very, very creative posts where you can actually respond to someone in a way that we normally respond to each other in Discord, only it's going to subtly be displaying and showing your support for the DAO. This is how we're going to build this global community. And we're going to make sure that the way that we're doing this is not going to irritate the projects that we're supporting, that we're participating with, that we're showing up to as individuals across other projects and other quests. So, okay. Thoughts there, Big Bear?
Do you want me to lay my egg now or not?
if you want to, go for it. Lay my egg. That, you know what? I'm a visual thinker. I mean, I think
don't visualize that too much, please.
It's too late. It's too late. You already laid the egg, bro.
So James has already sort of touched on the engage to earn tagline. So as you know, and it's already been stated that legacy staking is definitely a part of the protocol. That's what's going to be part of your DAO ownership and or DAO membership. But the cool thing about the engage to earn part is and this is my personal interpretation of what gets me excited about it, is I look at, everybody's familiar with Bitcoin, obviously. Everybody's familiar with Bitcoin mining, proof of work. Okay. So that's kind of how I look at this. Engage to earn. What does that entail? Well, and like James also referenced previously about the Howey test. How do we make sure that we stay inside the rails on all of that? Well, the one way to do that is that the user is doing all the work.
Yep.
Okay. The user's doing all the work. So what I like, everybody knows about Bitcoin. Everybody knows that Bitcoin miners solve computational problems to earn rewards. Okay. Well, the other half of the ecosystem, the part that nobody knows about, but they will soon, is that I akin that part of the protocol to owning your own proof of work miner. You start out small, you can build it, you can tweak it, and yes, there's even energy involved, but it's not what you guys think. Okay? So that gets me excited because I know where this project's going. I know where Axion's going. I know too much. And I know it's probably mean of me to sit on this side of the screen and say all that, but we really, really are excited about what's coming after and not so far down the road either. So I see the Axion token as becoming a very, very valuable item that I want to hold in my portfolio, not just for my generation, but for future generations. And there's going to be a way for me to go and mine the AXND token by engaging to earn. And I'll leave it at that.
That's the nail.
Yeah. Super stoked.
That's the nail. And you're going to be the hammers.
The hammers, yeah.
You guys are going to be the hammers. We're going to set the nails up and you guys are going to be the hammers. And together as a global community, we're going to make a statement. We're going to reach a global audience and we're going to turn DeFi on its head. And we're going to live by the sword. And eventually, someday, when we've had a really good life, we might die by the sword, but not today. Today is the day to celebrate. Today is the day to get excited, to just feel this energy and really get ready for what's about to come. So
I just envisioned the meme where you have Jon Snow standing up with his sword as the armies are coming at him in the winter.
Who?
The army when Jon Snow from Game of Thrones and he's sword and the whole army's coming at him, and he's just the one guy standing there like, I got this.
I got this. You guys go worry about everything else. I got this.
Nice.
So, CC, Dave, let's go in that order, CC and then Dave. Any thoughts that you want to kind of share with us? I did, Dave, just so you know, I did mention that we have a flash quest going on during tomorrow's X Space, and we're going to be diving a little bit deeper into what this kind of collaboration means. I hope to have several of our collaboration partners on there. Most of our collaboration partners right now to date have been building in this space for just about as long as we have. So they have experienced some of the same things we've had. They've experienced the bear market. They've experienced the ebb and the flow, and they've overcome obstacles, and they've tweaked their vision according to the responses they're getting, and all of them pretty much so. Star Dogs has got their big mint coming up November 22nd. So they've got a big, huge mint coming up November 22nd. Meta Rides has several more minting projects that are coming on board to mint out. And we are all in Income Island together, hanging out and building in Income Island, so that as that starts to develop, I'm looking at doing. I had a really nice long talk, guys, with Dylan just about a week ago, doing an online global blockchain conference and DeFi conference online. You know, a lot of these conferences, to go to a conference, you might spend several $1,000s on a plane ticket, $1,000 or more on your hotel. Some of these conferences are anywhere from $300 to $2,000 just to walk in the door. That's we want to make it so that you can actually sit in your computer and go in and have the same experience through Income Island. That's the goal. And so we've talked about optimization. We've talked about scaling. We've talked about what it will take to build it, how we will engage other projects to come in and actually participate in this online conference. One of the very first conferences I attended was PolyCon. That was done online. It was a virtual conference, and several of the relationships, a lot of the relationships that I still have near and dear to me, I made at that conference. So I know it will work. I know people will get excited, and I know people will actually show up. So we're going to be focused on to get to that point is scaling it, optimizing it, and preparing what that experience will be like. So that will be something we start working on once we get through. That might even be the next big thing that we start pushing once we get through this campaign. But CC, Dave, I want to give you just a few minutes, if you will, just to share any thoughts. CC, you've been with us nearly from the beginning, I think, along with Big Bear.
Yeah. Back in H2X, was it Big Bear? H2T, H2X, yeah. So within about the first week, I think I got in there. So same as Big Bear, experienced the rug, let's say, and then all the community rallied back together. Just shows how strong the OG community back then was, and obviously a lot of the OGs that will be coming back as soon as they see what we're doing. Yeah.
Sweet. Dave?
Yeah, sorry, I just got a message from VDK telling me to smile and reminding everyone that I've got naturally resting bitch face. Thanks, VDK. Shouting out to you. She'll appreciate that. I have been a little bit distracted. I was late because I was still working, and I've literally finished work, came and turned on the laptop, and I've been replying to some messages as you've been chatting. But what I've heard is exceptional. I love the open access that we're trying to bring with what we're doing, and sort of create as level a playing field as we can for people that want to support the project. I think that's really important and really exciting that we're able to do that. I have seen like Big Bear. I don't want to go into it too much, but I've seen some of the things, and I think it plays into this industry at the same time as enabling us to reach out to other places with what we're doing with the DAO. So yeah, exciting things are coming. I'm looking forward to Spaces tomorrow. I assume we are going to be inviting and hopefully having Dylan from Star Dogs and Income Island, and Hermes from Meta Rides, and Prism or Songs from Mini Punks, and a couple of others that I can't think of right now. But yeah, you should come along to Spaces. I might be late for that as well, just because the clocks went back in the UK and I'm all out of kilter. So I should be along to that Spaces, but I might be a bit closer to 3 p.m. EST than 2 p.m. EST.
That's fine.
Yeah, exciting updates, lots happening, and I'll get more information and I'll be a bit more with it tomorrow when I join Spaces.
Sounds good. And you really kind of, again, you set up another nail basically, because we're going to be doing, that's the other, aspect of giving us just a little more time. I have wanted to participate in a lot of extra spaces, and we've just been so busy with everything that my days are consumed just keeping some of this momentum that we've built up, participating in Discord and everything else. But I do, one of my next goals is to actually get on more spaces. But with you mentioning VDK and Online Racing League is the project that she's behind, and it fits.
Ocean Racing League.
Ocean Racing League. Yeah, hey, I'm just so excited, and VDK is very, very forgiving. So, but I will get that. No, yeah, because I always think of IRL being in real life, and then ORL. I've always used that for online real life. And so I always get the first word. I always get confused in my own head before I started. So, but yes, Ocean Racing League. We are going to be doing some fun stuff with them coming up, and we're going to be, I hope, tomorrow during our space on X, we're going to be launching a Midivaders. We're going to be playing Midivaders and doing a little leaderboard contest with that. So we got to figure out what that's going to look like. I'll probably be hopping on with Songs later. Songs wrote the anthem sound piece that we do, where we're all marching into the Coliseum. I'm not going to play that right now because we are past time, and I want to play us out with our 50K giveaway. But before I do that, I haven't even got to our stats. I'm going to go to our stats real quick, guys. Is that okay? We're good?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
If anyone's still here, I mean, these were supposed to be half an hour. What's going on?
Hey, I think the day of half an hours is, they did like a 24-hour one a long time ago, and then when we migrated from ETH to Polygon, I think that one lasted nearly 10 hours or something. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So, all right. So when we started this whole thing, we started with about 9,000 members on Discord. When I did a snapshot just a few minutes before we started, we're now up to 16,945. 4,830 people joined just in the last 30 days. So we've been doing this now for a little over 60 days, with 1,732 of them just in the past week alone. Okay. So that just goes to show you, those are the most respectable numbers I think we've had, even from some of the earlier days. And it has more to do with the condensed nature of it than it does the overtime nature of it. But with our engagement, we've had 5,785 people at least post once over the last month. That's 5,785 unique. Whoop. Uh-oh. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Dave, can you still hear me? Thumbs up, anything?
Yep, can hear you, mate.
Okay, because everything just over here on my main screen rugged. So, and it looks like Big Bear might be rugging.
No,
he's not rugging below, but anyway. All right. So we've had 5,785 individual members at least post once. 473 are actively commenting over that period. So 473 are actually considered actively posting. That means that they've posted multiple times, with 13,921 unique total messages just in the last month.
Wow.
And we have about 81 unique individuals coming in every day. It's not the same people every day, obviously, but we've got 81 people with just in a day. We've seen as many as 3,106. In the last week, we've seen 3,166 messages. Now you're talking about up until the time we started doing this campaign, we were lucky to have 2 or 3 people post 3 or 4 times in a week. So this has been huge. Our top countries, according to all the statistics in the back end of Zealy, okay? I'm looking specific. I'm not looking at the global community on Discord right now. I'm looking actually at the engagement now on Zealy. In the United States, 33% are coming right here from the US, right where we're going to be establishing the DAO. I added up probably about 6 or 7 different European countries, which came in around 27%. But in all of that, the third largest one was Nigeria. And these are where we've got a lot of amazing, phenomenal members that are really, they're the ones knocking this out of the park in ways that some others just, they're giving us some of the biggest boosts right now. And so I cannot tell you how much we appreciate that, how amazing that is, that we have, that we really are going to be able to, when we finalize our filings, because that's the last little leg that I'm still kind of dealing with. We're finalizing our bylaws, and we're going to have to, we'll be throwing a vote up for approving the bylaws here very shortly. The state of Utah wants to see, the state of Utah would prefer this to be a global community as opposed to a U.S. community. So it is our European brothers and sisters, our friends from Nigeria. I think in this European countries, I think is like 12 or 13% were Russia, which I was like blown away at. We don't have a lot of engagement on the Discord from that community, but it looks like there's a lot of people from Russia that are following up the project. And so I was really kind of blown away with that, because it was actually a little higher percentage than Nigeria. But when I look at it, I'm also looking at actual, engagement on our server. And maybe there's a lot that we just don't know. We just don't know that, exactly where they're from. But when we started the Zealy campaign, the first leaderboard had about 9.7 thousand people participating. Currently, on our main leaderboard, we have 4,380 on our main leaderboard. What that means with this 5,000, with the top 5,000 participants, that means there's still a lot of room for a lot of people to come in and stay on that leaderboard until we complete this quest. And if we have that level of engagement, that level of sharing our posts, that level of engaging with our articles and sharing them with their individual friends and communities, we're going to see the views of our posts going from going from what used to be 300 to 700, now around 11,000 to 23,000. We're going to see that hit 80,000, 100,000, or I think even more, to be honest with you, because
and that's even without counting the possibilities of these collaborations from these other large questing communities that have reached out.
Oh yeah, when we bring in Magic Square and Delta Army, that might explode in an instant.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that those that are participating now, if you've missed a few quests that are still up and you're just like, I'm not going to bother because I can't get in the top 100. Well, now you have a reason to go in and do all of those quests that are just sitting there that maybe you didn't think was going to actually be a benefit. So, and we're going to be launching a lot more of these quests. So, right now we only have 4,380 on our main leaderboard, and right now on our sprint we have 1,879. That's still, from my perspective, that's still a huge win. So with this next sprint coming up, I am fully expecting that our engagement is going to kick in high gear because of what we're doing in the long run and what we're going to be offering everybody who really shows up on the leaderboard and participates in this campaign all the way through to the end of this campaign. Right now, the end of this campaign is slated for the end of January. We might move that up. I don't know. We're going to play that by ear, but there's a chance that even that might get shortened because. But the only reason it would really be shortened is because we have a new campaign that we want to get launched sooner than that. So all of these things, we're going to be taking a very organic approach. We're going to be taking a very pragmatic approach. And we're going to make sure that we're dotting our I's, crossing our T's. We're going to make sure that the state of Utah loves seeing what we're doing and will stand behind us as we create something that is truly global. So I got a notice that says they're having trouble streaming to Facebook. Well, that's okay. We got this. Okay. Any last parting thoughts? Because I'm going to go ahead and if we're wrapped up, I'm going to play us out and wish everybody an awesome weekend. This quest that just launched, this quest is going to be going on now for until Tuesday. That's why it's outside in the main leaderboard. We have, I think, 4 or 5 quests that will be concluding tomorrow around 6 p.m. My time, Friday. And the sprint will end a couple hours later, but we did that on purpose so that we can make sure any raffle XP, all of the distributions, all of the reviews will be done, because that was the other problem. The sprint ended, it tagged all the winners, but we had not reviewed all of the submissions. So that 2-hour buffer is going to make sure all of the quests are reviewed. We're going to make sure that all of the rewards from the individual quests have gone out, and then the main leaderboard rewards will go out on that quest. So appreciate everybody who's been here. This has been the largest attended live stream that we've done to date. So I think we're probably close. We're over 800 now, I think, when you combine our numbers. So
nice.
Oh, happy Halloween, everyone.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, trick or treat, guys.
You're reminding me. So one of my favorite projects, the Mumble, I picked up their Halloween book. I'm handing out Halloween. I'm handing out their Halloween coloring book to a lot of the kids that are going to come to the door. So,
cool.
And Mumsles is another one of those projects that I hope I hope to do something with here in the near future. So, yeah, There's so much going on out there. There's so many amazing projects that we want to bring into participating with us on the DAO. Again, I mean, I can't say this enough. We want this not to be just a global community for our members, but we want it to be a global hub where projects, like-minded projects who truly have embraced bringing the blockchain to the masses. We want them to be a part of what we're building here, and we want to support them as equals. Dylan says this all the time in our spaces: rising tides lift all ships. And yeah, the tide is coming in, and we're prepared. We're ready for it. We're ready to go. All right. Shall I play us out? I mean, I told it's like we had this meeting yesterday. It lasted 4.5 hours. And the hardest thing was everybody was having such a good time and chatting and talking and reviewing and engaged. And I mean, it was a 4.5 hour meeting. It was really hard to hang up on that meeting.
It was. We had a great time.
All right. Let's see. Yeah. Let me see. I got to go in here. I'm sure there's a lot of great questions in the thread, guys. I will see if I can skim back through them afterwards and maybe use some of those questions in messaging here in the short term. I'm going to be looking for comments and stuff in here as we play this out. Yeah, I want just everybody have a wonderful afternoon, evening, morning, day, wherever you're at on the planet, on this beautiful blue marble that we live on. And definitely want you to have an awesome weekend. And this is what I'm going to say, we need to take a little bit of a deep breath. And I think a lot of our engagement community needs to take a little bit of a breath. So our next sprint's not going to start until probably Tuesday. So we might have a couple of soft quests coming out, but we're going to take a little bit of a break, do it. We're going to reset the room. That's kind of what we say when we're in spaces. We're going to reset the room a little bit. We're going to come up with our theme and everything that we're going to be doing moving forward with the next sprint quest. And that will carry us out through. So this is going to be a 4 or 5 week sprint quest. But it's going to come with a pretty significant guaranteed prize package, along with the normal individual rewards and USDC packages that we put out, pools, the normal USDC pools that we've been putting out with a lot of our quests. So expect that to start around Tuesday, and by then we'll have a really good feel for what that vibe is going to feel like as we truly come to the conclusion of this, kind of like an Ironman. We've already done all the swimming, we've already done all the biking, we've done half of the running, and now we're finally, and we've done all the uphill, and now we're going to be just sliding downhill into that finish line. So very excited and appreciative of everybody being here. Thank you, Big Bear. Thank you, CC. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you hanging out with us and really the support that you've given the community, the support that you've put behind the team and myself. It really has made all the difference in the world. And we're going to go do something exceptional. We really are. We're going to do something exceptional.
Indeed, we are.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and play us out. I'll throw up as many good vibe comments from the community as I can. I'll look through this later for questions that I might be able to address at a later time. And we do have a comment, concerns and questions thread on Discord. So if you have a question, you can always throw it in there. It's easier to answer those higher level questions in there. And then if you have issues where you need some hands-on assistance, we do have a good ticket system. So you can open a ticket and we'll make sure that you get taken care of. I think anybody who's had a ticket in the past, and we've had quite a few, we've had a lot, I make sure that we close those tickets out with a good conclusion. And so we're going to make sure everybody gets taken care of. So, here we go.
Yeah. We ready to ignite. We blasting off tonight. Axion DAO in the cloud with the crowd in the frenzy. Pound in the ground, engine sound like a Benz G. In Kamalin to rise in the skylines lit. Rocket climb like a rhyme when the lines all hit. Doing D5 better, together forever. Meta rides more like leather than pleather. Migration to base, the flight plans drawn. The future is now. Yeah, the mic stays on. Got a 50K giveaway. Big today. Don't faint from the news, man. You okay? Doing D5 better. Together we stay. We're just getting started. Hear the crowd say, hey, Axion DAO. Those engines lit. Migration to base. The perfect fit. Future of crypto in a brand new way. Axion DAO 50K giveaway. Fast lane frame. Hey. With the game in the gearbox. Meta rods heat. Make the street lights teardrop. Code mode load like a rhyme in the riddle. Every chain link thick has the bass in the middle. Moon zoom boom when the room gets louder. Axion strong like 4 bars from your router. We don't just chase, we replace that pace. Got the bass so laced they can't trace our race. Got a 50K giveaway, big today. Don't faint from the news, man, you okay? Doing D5 better, together we stay. We're just getting started, hear the crowd say, hey, Axion DAO, those engines lit. Migration to base, the perfect fit. Future of crypto in a brand new way. Axion DAO, 50K giveaway. Fuel in the fuse when the boosters ignite. Income island, they rockets take flight. Octane flame, every launch stays vital. 50K flip, got the grip on the title. Meta rides drift with the lift on lock. Every tick-tock click, push the rocket clock. This is next gen flex on the ledger page. Axion DAO, future set center stage. Got a 50K giveaway, big today. Don't faint from the news, man, you okay? Doing D5 better, together we stay. We're just getting started, hear the crowd say, hey, Axion DAO, those engines lit. Migration to base, the perfect fit. Future of crypto in a brand new way. Axion DAO, 50K giveaway. 50K giveaway.
All right, everybody, have a good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good day. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. The weekend is loading. Join us tomorrow for our space on X and our Flash Quest. Have an awesome weekend, and we'll see you over on Discord. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thanks, everyone.